Well, hello, all my people from the internet. Thanks for stopping by here at the Sprue again, live to you from Ma Sprue's craft room. Again, I want to show you another kind of Sunday night stash spotlight slash unboxing because I got a couple of new kits that are really neat, and I thought maybe you guys might like to see them. So, continuing on with the quirky French kits of some quirky French vehicles from a quirky French model manufacturer. I finally got my hands on this kit of the Citroën HY and the goods trailer. So we're going to take a look at the instructions and then the actual trees themselves. So my production assistant and I would like to show you what you can expect for picking up one of these kits. I got two production assistants. I got a Sprueling and a Dog Day. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so now let's take a look at the instructions for this lovely little kit. Oh, got some decals. We'll take a look at that later. We have an advertisement for Heller's paint line and some descriptions about the truck itself. So this is a little bit of description and some specifications. We have French, English, German, and Spanish. And then we also have Dutch and Italian. Look at that. Paints you will need to build this truck. So we can build two versions, the 1964 and 1957 versions. So as before with the Estafette, these are really neat instructions that are all, colored. Reminds me a lot of the new, Revell Germany instruction sheets. So this looks like engine cradle, part of the front suspension. Engine halves, oil pan, front cover, valve cover with exhaust manifold molded in. And more engine bits and bobs, filters. We have our belts and coolant hoses, maybe. Fan, radiator. Oh yeah, those are coolant hoses. So they mount to the radiator first, and then the whole thing mounts to the engine. That's one way to do it. Air intake, or air filter housing. Mounts on top of the engine. And now that you built that whole thing, it goes into the... Oh, I didn't notice this. Look at that. So it tells you which step of the instructions these assemblies come from. And then we're putting them all in together. That's cool. So now we put in our axle shafts and then the spindles. Gives you a little inset to show you how it's supposed to look when you're done. Steering rack. Now we move on to the body. So this is the underside of the body. And inner fenders for the engine compartment, I guess. And then the frame goes up underneath there. And now we have a bulkhead and side panels. So okay, so these are the exterior side panels of the van. And depending on early or late production, you get the squared off mud guards or the rounded ones. So you got to decide which one of those that you want to build, and then that goes... Okay, all right. So this is the exterior panel of the van, but this is the inside of it. Okay, that makes more sense. And so this is the fuel, where the fuel tank goes. That's the filler cap. Then mounts here to the bottom of the body plate, and we have a support post, looks like, and a side of the van going on. We have another little panel that goes in, and another panel there. And this is the other side, same thing. You got to make your choice of which mudguards you want. Stick that onto the side. Oh, this one is 3 bays, this one is 2, because there's a door that you can have open or close should you choose. And more interior pieces going there and there. Back to our engine. We got looks like part of the exhaust. So exhaust, muffler, a couple of pieces that go together for that. And now this goes into the body. Oh, okay. I guess it didn't go in yet. Now the exhaust goes on. And we have our seats. So we got our seat back and the seat. Our delightfully little seat frame. And then those go in. And now we have the driver controls. So we have the fuel pedal, brake pedal, clutch pedal, shift lever, and then park brake, maybe? Steering column. So we got steering wheel and steering column. Looks like it has signal lights and probably wiper controls. Engine cover with a handle. And put the instrument decal on. And now I think the shape of this little box here, which is for the heater maybe? There's a couple different building options. And now we get to the nose of the truck. So again, there's early and late production versions. This is the early, this is the late. So when they first started making these trucks, they had 2 pieces for the windshield, and then later they had the 1. And having taken a peek at the contents of this kit before I recorded this, I can say that this entire piece is transparent, and so is this. I don't know why this is also transparent. This isn't. So there's a whole bunch of masking that's going to be involved for painting these things. So then, depending on which front bulkhead you chose, you mount the dashboard up inside. And then this mounts up to our assembled body so far. We got a couple of holes that we got to drill out, looks like, to fit to some mounting pegs. Steering column goes in, and then we put the roof on. And a little detail inset here to show you how that's going to go together. And now we have the door, so you can make it so that the door is closed, the door is open, or I guess that you can open and close it if you should choose. Fuel cap, grab handles, because this has front suicide doors. So they are hinged at the rear, so you need a grab handle at the front on the outside to be able to get in and out of the thing. And you have a couple of different bumper options, looks like, depending on if it's early or late, I guess. And assembling up the doors. So these doors, this door's body is molded in the same as the rest of the kit. These are molded in transparent. So you're going to mask off the windows to paint them. Then we have our latches and the mirrors. And you got to cut the hinges off if you're going to have the doors closed. Interesting. Let's put the doors into the body. And then we have our cute little wheels that go together. So with the outside wheel, the drums, and the tires. And a cap, dust cap, I guess. And we have a couple of different options for your headlights, depending, again, early or late version. Your headlight bucket and the lens and the mount. The rear bulkhead of the vehicle, tail lights, signal lights, and this is also an option for early or late production, the size of this rear window. These pieces are, again, molded completely transparent, so you gotta mask out the window to paint it body color. So this part here folds up, and then these doors here down at the bottom open this way. I think Chevy Astrovan had a similar rear arrangement. So posing options for having these open or closed, support rods, and different rear bumpers, I guess. That all goes in together. What do we have here? Some vents or skid plates, maybe? More signal lights, wiper blades, more suspension bits for putting the wheels on. So spare tire goes here on the driver's side, and then you have the option of either having this flap open or closed, or posable, I guess. And now we have the headlights going on, depending on your choice, and a little detail of how they should line up. And look at that. If you've gotten this far, you have built yourself a Citroën HY van. So we get some painting instructions and some farmer decals for the late and early versions. So the early one here is 1957, 1964. So we have our 2-pane windshield, small rear window, larger rear window, 1-piece windshield. Looks like the wheels have some different detail painting. We got different number plates, of course. Headlights are a little different. Yeah. And now, see this part here, it's been a long wait for this portion of the kit. So the trailer, and it looks like it has been worth it. So we got a little bit of description about the trailer in 6 languages, colors that you're going to need, and the trailer comes with 4 building options. So you can build it as low goods trailer, mid-height goods trailer, high goods trailer, and as a motorcycle trailer to haul 4 motorcycles. That configuration, I don't know, has been announced or depicted yet from Heller. So that might be a future set where you're going to have some kind of a tow vehicle, the trailer, and motorcycles. That's kind of cool. We start off building our trailer, and we have 4 pieces. So the side rails and then the tongue. And we have, looks like axle shafts, a cross member, and then this is the coupler. Goes at the front. And we have all of our cross members going on. And, oh, okay, I see. These are the frame of the trailer. And then this is the outside chassis. And we have our suspension arms, because it looks like it has the square tube in a round bushing, rubber bushing suspension, shock absorbers, backing plates for the brakes. Yeah, wait till you see that. So you match those all in. So this how here you can tell it is a very, very French trailer, because you have the option of building it with 3 lug wheels. That is a French convention going back way, 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 way back. They always had 3 lug wheels. The only other vehicle that had 3 lug wheels that is coming to mind is the smart car, which is, a Mercedes product, but still. You have the French style 3 lug wheels or 5 lug wheels for, the rest of Europe, I guess. I don't know. I mean, French cars are all over the world with their 3 lug wheels. So you stick these all in together. You got your delightful poly caps and brake drums, I guess. Don't glue them so that the wheels can still move. What do we got here? So we have the jack. You can either have it all the way up or all the way down if you want to have the trailer posed by itself or with a tow vehicle. And I think this is a braking mechanism. So obviously if it's parked by itself, not attached to a vehicle, you're going to pull the handle up. So that's this one. But if it's in motion behind a vehicle, you're going to have it down. And that's the handle for the coupling mechanism. And the rear wall of the trailer, and shows you how to paint the tail lights. And we have wheel chocks. That's clever. So this kit also comes with cables. So you have 1, 2, 3. Oh, these two are the same size. These two are the same size. But you have to cut these 6, it looks like. And then there's a little weird rubber thingy here. And these go into the brake drums. And there's a distribution block here at the front axle, going to each 4 of the 4 wheels, and then this goes up to the front. So this goes to the tow vehicle. Okay, that's neat. And now we have our mud guards. So the fenders and the mud guards, and again it's showing the wheels. I don't know why. Because you already got the wheels on. We already built the wheels, put them on. Why are you showing them us again? Oh, this is for the motorcycle trailer. So this is the last step. Maybe? Because these are the... Oh, now I'm confused. Alright, carrying on. We have a winch. So we also have winch cable that comes with it. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. 2 sides of the winch, the drum, we got a handle and a mount for it that goes up front here. The trailer deck that goes down. You may have to open some holes depending on what you want to do with it. Mud guards attached to the deck. And so these are the sleds that hold in the motorcycles. So you built 4 of those. And then you sandwich that all together. And then we have ramps to come off the back. And then we have stabilizing jacks that can be either up or down. Your choice. So there's everything assembled with your spare. Oh, maybe that's what this one was. Oh, yeah. So this here is to do the spare, not for the ones that are already on the trailer. Okay. And now we have our goods trailers. We got 3 different heights. So you cut out these holes. Low goods trailer. The low sides, front and back. And they all assemble in together. And assembles to the body. And then look at this. 36 in like hooks. You gotta put 36 hooks on this thing. Holy crap. We got our fenders that mount to the side. Stabilizing jacks, again, either up or down. Spare tire. Mid-height goods trailer. Same thing, much the same. Although you put these extra rails on the top, it looks like. Yeah, these side panels are the same. You just add these extra rails. And that all builds up the same. And again, 36 little frickin' hooks that go in here. And our fenders and stabilizer jacks. Again, our high goods trailer. So we have the lower panels are the same, and now we have panel extensions that go on all the sides, front, back. 36 little frickin' hooks that go in there. And yeah, this is all much the same, except for these. Oh, what these are about. That's kind of neat. And okay, so we have 4 different options for attaching this to a tow vehicle. So it includes a generic hook to go on anything, really. So we have a ball mount, this little nubby on the side that cable goes to, I guess. A little bar, coupler, so that all goes on. Now we have a tow hook specifically designed for the Estafette van, which I've showed you guys before. And then we have, this is the one that we want for this particular boxing. So this is the hitch for the HY van. So that goes there, and it tells you where you have to drill holes in the tow vehicle to be able to fit this in. And then this is a generic little tow bar that would go to the Massey Ferguson tractor to be able to tow this thing. So I guess I'm going to have to get another one of these trailers, I think, to go with my Estafette. And then maybe another trailer and the tractor. Why not? Complete the whole set. Painting detailing instructions for all the different versions. And then we have a very faint, I don't know how well this is going to show up because it is gray printing on white. Might get a little bit washed out, but we have our Spruminax for the trailer only, looks like. So A, B, C, D, G, F, E, I. Cool. And then the rear of the instructions, visit us online or visit us digitally if you should so choose. You can download the instructions, so you don't have to use this paper instruction sheet if you don't want to. You can go to the Heller website, download the instructions for this kit, and you can have it on a device with you. So you can zoom in and out to look at details better. That's pretty cool. Alright, so with the decals, this is for the van. Is this going to come off? Oh no. These don't look like they survived very good. Oh. So we have our farm products, instrument panel, and some different license plates. So that's pretty simple decal sheet. And now for the trailer. Oh, what do we got here? We have our speed limits, and we have some warning labels, triangles, license plates for a whole bunch of countries. Oh, look at this. Okay, so we've got Austria, Belgium, Switzerland, Denmark, Germany, Denmark, Estonia, US, France. So that's the French license plate. And this one here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's California. Interesting. And then these ones here, oh, I'm not sure what these ones are. Well, this one here looks like, oh, that one's Switzerland. That's Germany. Belgium. Not sure what these ones are. Denmark, Belgium. L. Luxembourg, maybe? France. Not sure about that one. Netherlands. Don't know about that one. Austria. Great Britain, Italy. L. Lithuania, I guess? Or Liechtenstein. Netherlands, Sweden. These look like, that one looks like UK for sure. I don't know about that one. Well, so that's that. On to the actual trees. Alright, before I show you guys the individual sprues, I just wanted to start off with showing you how this is boxed up, because this is really interesting. So I noticed this little sticker right here. I already cut it so I could get inside, actually. It says made with recycled material. Okay, good, sustainable packaging. But they've gone a whole nother step where instead of packaging with plastic bags, they've wrapped everything in tissue paper. So that's kind of neat. I just thought I'd want to show you guys that. Also, and taped to the inside of the box, we have our cable here for the brakes, and then another little cable for, I guess, coupling to the vehicle. Alright, so I'll move this out of the way, and then we can start looking at some sprues. Okay, starting off with the van. Here is our A tree, where we have the lower portion of the body, chassis, steering linkage, part of the exhaust, I guess. Our engine components. So here is the oil pan, valve cover and head, fan, part of the air intake, axle shafts. Look at the other side of the interior. Cool. B tree. So here we got our wheels, 5 wheels, 4 for the van, 1 for a spare, brake drums, wheel center caps. I forget where this goes. I think that's part of the air filter. Part of the engine cradle, the belts for the front of the engine, our engine halves, the radiator, more parts of the engine cradle and suspension, upper and lower. We have some bulkheads, timing cover for the engine, spindles, exhaust and coolant routing, shocks. The C tree. All right, so what do we got here? I think those are suspension components. These look like handles or mirror, or no, those are seat brackets. Okay. I think those are the skid plates for the front. We have our early and late grille shells, rear bumper, seats, seat backs, grab handles, headlight, pods, mirrors, steering wheel, steering column, dashboard, different bumpers for early and late, side panel of the van. Oh, there's a little bit of something right there. So here's the driver compartment, the front wheel wells, and this is where those mud guards go. You can pick early or late production. And these are more panels for the interior. And it's the passenger side, engine cover. I forget where that goes now. Oh, that's the spare tire door over here. Cool. And onto the D tree. We got the roof panel, part of the body, and part of the bulkhead, I think. Door posts, mud guards for early and late versions, rear doors, rear bulkhead. We got a whole bunch of little levers and hooks and handles. All very delicate, but beautifully molded. Even still. So, Heller is rare in that they actually tell you when these kits were originally tooled. Check underside of the box here. And 2015 is when this van was originally tooled. So that's like really good, finely detailed molding. They really got this down pat. Oh, that's the side door. Okay, that's what that is. I thought it looked kind of weird. It almost looked like a tailgate because I was thinking that it opens this way, but it's a slider door. All right. Okay, now normally I don't open the transparent trees, but because this is a funky Heller kit, a lot of the body components are funky clear trees. So we have 2 different hoods. Again, I'm not entirely sure why they're... Oh, this little bit right here is the only difference between the 2 of them. Okay, I guess it's for how the bumper mounts. We have our rear panels for the small and large windows for early and late production. We have our doors with some kind of door panel detail molded in there as well. And we have the windshields for the early and late versions, and then a whole bunch of lenses for the different signal lights and marker lights, and then the headlight lenses. Cool. And we have a tire spider. with our 5 tires, one for the spare. These are really well molded. These are great tires. They are kind of squishy. They're solid, so they're not hollow. Cut this out, cut that off, give them a scuff. That's going to look pretty good. Alright, I'm going to shuffle some things around and show you the trailer. Moving on to the trailer, so there's the 2 sets of cabling that I showed you there in the box lid. We also got here this string to use for that winch. And we got 5 of our tires. These look like almost the exact same that were in that estafette kit. So you got to do a lot of trimming to be able to get these usable. So you got to cut out this whole centerpiece, and all of this ends up kind of being wasted rubber for something, I guess. You could save that. Modelers don't throw stuff like that away. You never know when you could use that. So there's 5 of those. We have our lovely poly caps on the H tree. They're not, it's not overly soft, actually. It's kind of hard. Be interesting to see how that's going to turn out. Now, normally I would show these trees in alphabetical order, but the way they've got them, they are kind of all stuck together. So this is tree A and F that are still attached. So this is the inner frame, the tongue, outer frame, and then we have, these are the rails for the mid-height goods van, axles, cross members, rear bulkhead, wheel chocks, a handle, some coupling thingamadoodles, license plate, handles for the parking brake for the trailer. I don't know what that is. The winch drum, maybe? Can't be. That's awful tiny for a winch drum. Alrighty. Now, here we have the B and E trees. So on the E, we have the side panels that are used in all 3 versions of the goods trailer, as it turns out, side, front, and rear. All of our lovely little hooks that have to go on there. Some little blocks of things. Couplers, our different wheels. So here are your 3-lug French wheels, your 5-lug everywhere else kind of wheels, 4 wheels for the trailer, and here are the spares with everything opened up for where there's no, because it's a spare and there's no lug bolts in there. More little bits and bobs, shock absorbers. Here's the jack, up or down. And stabilizer jacks for the rear, either up or down. This is the hitch for the estafette. I think that one is for. And then one of these is for the HY. Drum brakes. A little itty bitty hook for something. The wheel arms for the suspension. Fenders. Ball. Oh yeah, this is the generic coupler right here. Cool. And then the last runner that we've got here has 3. So we have the D tree, the G tree, and the I tree. So this is your platform for the trailer. And then we have the headboard, the rear tailgate, and the sides for the high goods van. Some extra hooks. And for the motorcycle version, we have the sleds, ramps, and the little Nerf bars to hold the wheel in, and disc brakes maybe? Oh no, sorry, these are the backing plates. Oh, that's why this is included, because the backing plates for the brakes are on there. Huh. Okay. Alright. So that's our delightful little quirky French kit from a quirky French model company. So I hope you enjoyed this. This video has gone on a little bit longer than usual for me, I guess. But with this new mount, I can kind of do things a little bit better than how I wanted to do it. So if you've liked what you've seen so far, give it a like, subscribe, share it with your friends, share it with your enemies. If you didn't like it, well, you don't have to do anything. I won't hold it against you. But thanks for stopping by. Let me know what you think of the new format, and see you right next time.